Okay, second part then. All the onions are chopped up now, and this is the part of it where we're using the spices. Now, a lot of Indian cuisine is extremely popular now in Britain. Lots to do with the fact that we obviously had a lot of immigration, and we're so multicultural. So we've got lots and lots of takeaways and Asian culture really affecting the way that we eat, actually, in a way that we'd never have done before if we didn't have foreign travel and immigration. So into the onions, you can see I'm crying already. Into the onions, I'm going to add in some cumin, about a teaspoon worth of each one that I mention. Now, you don't have to use these. If you have other spices, use whatever you've got, really. It doesn't terribly matter. It's just about adding some kind of Asian flavour to it. So now I'm adding turmeric. I have ground coriander. Fresh coriander would also be lovely. I'm also going to add in some ginger. I actually have powdered ginger. Fresh ginger would also work well. And I've got some chilli flakes just to add a bit of spice. And I've even got actually a bit of curry powder here that I thought I could use just to add a little bit of flavour to it as well. Okay, so in with the onions, I want to create now like a batter. So I add flour into so I've done 2 onions, so I'm doing about 100 grams of flour, and then into that I'm going to add some water to make this sort of sticky batter to it. Okay, so I've started to add some of the water and the flour to it, and you can see it's quite a sort of thick mixture. I've added about 50 millilitres of water so far. I'm also just breaking some of the onion down with my spoon, just so that it's a little bit smaller. But I'm going to add a bit more of the plain flour. Ideally, in Asian cooking, especially for bhajis, they would use something called gram flour, and that uses ground up chickpeas. It gives it a really nice light texture and also a really nice flavour to it. The thing that's missing that I always forget to add in is some salt. Don't be scared to add in seasoning to it. This is good sniffing and crying on the video. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to make an Asian inspired dish. It could be a full-blown meal, or it could be just a small product like I'm doing. So I have a deep fat fryer here. I'm just going to move this around so you can see. And this one's quite good because it's quite small, and it's also quite good in terms of safety because it's got a lid as well to it. Now, one of the parts of the lesson is all about heat transfer. Asian culture is part of it, but we want to talk about an element of that, food science. Hot fat works by convection, and that works by the hot oil penetrating through the onion bhajis in this case to transfer the heat and cook it through. The one difficult aspect of using a deep fat fryer or using oil on the hob is getting the temperature correct. So always do a bit of a test first. If it's too hot, obviously it's going to burn from the outside and you're going to have it all uncooked in the middle. So always do a bit of a tester with it and check what it's like. Mine's just heating up at the moment, and then I'm going to take a small amount and pop it into the deep fat fryer and let you see what's happening. Okay, so I've just popped some of the mixture down into the deep fat fryer, and there's some little bubbles now appearing in the oil. I'll just show you. So you can see the onion bhaji at the bottom there. Ideally it wouldn't be sitting at the bottom if the fat was hot enough, but this is my tester one. So now you can see little bubbles forming. That's good, that means that the oil's starting to work and cook the bhajis. I want them to dextrinize, so I want them to have a nice golden brown colour. Sometimes that can be tricky, depending on whether or not you have got the right temperature like me. But I want them to have a nice golden brown colour, and I'll show you back in a moment once I've got one made. I think about dips that you could maybe serve with it, or other products that you could make. Making your own naan bread's really easy, and again, it's so delicious when you make it homemade. Chapatis can be quite simple too. I don't quite have the good technique to get them lovely and thin, but they can work really well. If you don't have, as I say, a deep fat fryer, if you can get a slotted spoon to allow that oil to drip off, that would be ideal. People are put off from deep fat frying, obviously, because of the amount of house fires that there used to be when people would use chip pans. Also, people are a bit funny about it because of the saturated fat content that can be in fried foods. However, if you're doing it only now and again, it's not too much of an issue. I'll show you what I've got in just a moment once I've cooked a few more. Okay, so that's the one that I had as the tester that's now ready. I'm just bringing it out on a slotted spoon because the others that I've put in are not quite done. And I'm putting it onto a piece of kitchen roll or paper so that it will soak up any of that excess fat. And the others are just cooking away. Now, I want you to really do some research on this, a bit of research about Indian culture, research about side dishes or dips, go creative with it. I'm going to post another product. I'm just going to be doing a homemade pasta dish, but if you've got any ideas, comment on the YouTube link if you like, or send me an email directly. Okay, so that's the end of this one. Answer the questions, please, on the PowerPoint. Bye.